Okay. It says that we're live.
All right, cool. All right, okay. All right, I'm Jack Berry, and my species is known scientifically as Pediculus humanus, or more commonly known as body louse. And then you go ahead.
My name's Megan Lott, and the species that I'm doing is the Pitharus pubis pubic louse, which is known as either the pubic lice or crabs.
Okay. And the topic of debate is which species is more dangerous to humans? Let me get a stopwatch really fast. All right, so body lice are ectoparasites and belong to the order Theraptera. Lice that are found on the body are different than those found on the head or pubic regions, and they are only found on human bodies. Body lice are generally spread by close contact with people. They're typically found in colder climates and places of poor hygiene and crowding. Animals such as household pets cannot spread human lice. Humans are the only host for them, and they'll die very soon after falling off of its host, which is usually around 5 to 7 days. The louse feeds on blood several times daily and resides close to the skin to maintain its body temperature. The body louse is different than other types of lice. Adult body lice are usually 2.3 to 3.6 millimeters in length. Lice can crawl, but they can't fly, hop, or jump. They lay their eggs and leave waste on skin and clothing. Infestations of body lice are limited to people who are living in unhygienic or crowded conditions, don't have access to clean clothing. Their life cycle consists of 3 stages: the egg, which are called nits. They are hard to see and often confused with dandruff. Nymphs. The nymph looks like an adult body louse, but it's about the size of a pinhead. And then there's the adult, which is about the same size as a sesame seed, has 6 legs, and is tan to grayish white. Bites from lice can cause intense itching of the skin, red bumps, thickened or dark skin, or a rash caused by an allergic reaction to body lice bites. Body lice can also carry other uncommon bacterial diseases. They have caused epidemics of typhus and louse-borne relapsing fever, which is a bacterial illness resulting from louse bites. This usually happens in places where war, poverty, or climate have made achieving good hygiene extremely difficult. Improved hygiene and access to regular changes of clean clothes is the only treatment needed for body lice infestations. So now I'm going to go to you, and you're going to read yours.
Okay. It's not, my camera's not, can you see my image or no?
I can't.
You can't?
No.
Okay, it just disappeared.
You might have clicked your camera
button. Okay, wait. Oh, now it's back. Is it back?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So I'll start my timer. So pubic lice are in the order Pitharus and are obligate ectoparasites of humans and feed only on human blood, and they feed 4 to 5 times daily. The louse are unable to survive longer than 24 hours without blood if they fall off of the host. They're similar to head or body lice, but are only found in the coarse hair, such as a person's pubic hair, but sometimes they're found in other areas, such as a person's eyelashes, eyebrows, facial hair, armpit hair, or sometimes even chest hair. The crab lice are a whitish color and smaller than the head louse, but are distinguishable by their short, broad bodies and their front 2 claws that resemble a crab, which is where the name crab louse originates from. The lice can't jump or fly, but they can crawl, and people are infected through direct skin-to-skin contact, often through sexual interactions. So adults are more frequently infested than children. And oftentimes, if a child has pubic lice, it can be an indicator of sexual abuse. The lice attach themselves onto the coarse hair when they feed, and they also lay their eggs, which are known as nits, into the hair. And the main symptom for pubic lice is itching and painful sores due to their reaction to the lice saliva. Itching is typically worse at night too, which is when they feed. And pubic lice are often an indicator that an affected person should be tested for other sexually transmitted diseases, since having pubic lice is an indicator that they might have multiple sexual partners. And it is also noted that the use of condoms will not prevent the spreading of pubic lice from one partner to another. Crab lice don't spread bacterial diseases as the body lice do, but if a crab lice infection is left untreated and the pubic region is continually itched, infections can occur at the source.
Okay. So the first rebuttal question I'm going to ask you is, if you were to shave the pubic region, would that simply fix the problem pertaining to pubic louse or lice?
Okay, do I set a timer for this?
Yes, it needs to be.
It's 1 minute, right? Okay, so shaving the pubic region will not treat pubic lice because if you shave, the lice will relocate to another area of your body where they are also able to infest, such as eyebrows, eyelashes, mustaches, beards, and armpits. The most effective way to treat pubic lice is through topical ointments that can be purchased over the counter or through a prescription from a doctor, and an infected person should be sure to wash all of their clothing, bedding, or towels in order to disinfect their home and prevent any reinfection. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Now you ask the vote.
Okay, my first question is, since head lice are often spread amongst people with poor hygiene, why is lice a common occurrence in elementary and middle schools?
Lice is more common among children. Lice do not have for kids, but kids are generally less protective of their personal space. So they're more likely to come into physical contact with one another. And they're more likely to share like personal items such as clothes or hairbrushes or whatever. And which makes it easy for the bugs to travel from person to person. It's a mistaken belief that kids who get lice are dirty or like unhygienic. But the best preventative measure is to tell kids not to share hats or hairbrushes. If a kid has lice, the parent should clean all the bedding and draperies and stuffed toys so they can be deloused. Okay, so another question for you. Can you contract pubic lice even if you're not sexually active?
The answer to that is yes, you're able to contract pubic lice even if you're not sexually active. While pubic lice are typically considered to be a sexually transmitted disease, they can also be spread through contact with towels or bedding of an infected person. Lice can also infect clothing also, so particularly along the inner seams of underwear or swimsuit bottoms. So a simple trip to the mall to try on either of those items could potentially result in a case of pubic lice. However, the route of transmission via contaminated objects is thought to be very rare and is most likely through direct skin-to-skin contact. Okay, and then my last question is, can shaving your head or removing body hair help prevent the spread of body or head lice?
It's not absolutely necessary to shave in regions. Generally, the only necessary treatment is to improve personal hygiene and more consistently wash clothing. Bed linens and towels used by the infested person with hot water and dry machine with hot air. There are medicines called pediculicides or something. Sorry, pediculicides. However, it is not absolutely necessary if you just clean your clothes consistently and maintain personal hygiene. Lice killing products can be toxic to humans, so it is important to read the directions carefully. So for my closing argument, lice differ from head and pubic lice and spread fairly easier than other types of lice. They're more common amongst children and thrive in overcrowded and unhygienic places. Research can help scientists better understand how diseases are spread through body lice. Human heads have been a stable environment for lice for millions of years, whereas the use of clothing is a comparatively recent event in the evolution of our species. Studies suggest how lice were able to evolve and adapt to colonize a new habitat created by the use of clothing, and accounts for the differences between the two. Go ahead.
Okay, my closing statement is, pubic lice or crab lice are more dangerous to humans because they can be indicators of other sexually transmitted diseases, which can be very bad to have. And pubic lice are important to study because it can help researchers piece together humans' evolutionary timeline, because pubic lice belong to a different genus than head or body lice, and its closest relative is the gorilla lice. So this research points to a host switch in which the gorilla lice were able to adapt and live in. Researching pubic lice is also a way to provide another resource to study how parasites and hosts evolve altogether.
Okay. That's it.